Alrighty, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we will be doing a modification to the SCX24 stock shocks. So as you can see, the truck is pretty bouncy when it comes to suspension. So I saw online where you can do a cheap modification and you can improve on this bounciness. So first I want to just stock crawl it because I did add the RC 4-wheel drive wheels and tires in the last video. If you haven't seen it, click up here. But I haven't really driven it since then because it's been raining a lot in California lately. So we're gonna get some stock crawling, and then we're gonna compare this crawling to the crawling after the shock modification that'll be coming later in the video. Alrighty, so after playing outside for about an hour, I had a lot of fun. I did notice that the truck does bobble quite a bit. So in doing research into shock upgrades, I found this 1-up grease. When you search upon YouTube, SCX24 shock upgrade, one of the top videos is this guy, and he replaces, he adds this 1-up grease into his stock SCX24 shocks. And I wanted to do a mod where I didn't really just buy something and replace it. I kind of wanted to take it apart, save some money. So we're gonna do this 1-up grease. So this is 1-up Racing Gold AW grease. I believe it was $8 online at eBay. So not too bad compared to $50 in shocks if you were to buy those. Alright, so there it is, 1-up anti-wear grease made in the USA, 3 grams. So it's gold. So when you open it up, okay. So there it is. So the guy on YouTube, he got a Q-tip and he popped off his shocks and undid them, and then he put a little bit of this in there. So I got a Q-tip here like the guy had in the video, and he pretty much said he just cut the tip off. So bam, there it is, there's our Q-tip, there's a little dispensing tool. So I saw in a lot of the videos online that you can just lift up the hood or the body, and you can pretty much just pop off the shocks. I mean, yeah, you could pop them off, probably not meant to be that way. I don't feel comfortable doing that, so I'm just gonna take off the wheels and then take off the shocks by hand. So let's get to that. So if you're following along to the channel, you saw in the last video that I replaced the stock wheels with RC 4-wheel drive Stampede, or it's not Stampede, stamped steel wheels and these tires. And I can say that it does feel like there's a difference when driving the truck. So definitely worth the upgrade. So I got my 1.3 hex here that I got off of that I got linked to on Reddit, got off on Amazon. So I'm assuming that this will work on the shocks. Yep, works perfectly fine. Okay. There's a screw up top and there's one down below. Oh, this feels so nice to work with the actual working tool. Got the one up top. The one down below is a little bit harder to get to. So there is the SCX stock shock. So when you kind of compress it, there's not really much resistance. I mean, it's a stock shock. What can you expect? But I believe you just get the shock up top and you unscrew that. Oh, yep, perfect. So you unscrew it, bam. Doesn't really look like there's much in here. Didn't really expect there to be anything in here. So that's how you take off the cap of the shock. So now I have my 1-up grease and my Q-tip. We're gonna open this bad boy up. We're gonna, oh, this is thick. This is definitely thick. This is thicker than peanut butter. So we're gonna wang jangle some of it on there. We're gonna get our shock. And I'm just gonna force some in there. Put it in there, bam. You seen that? Get some off the sides. Put it, oh, there's definitely quite a bit in there now. I don't know if I should fill it up all the way or not, but I'm going to. I'm just gonna fill it up as much as I can. I think I put as much as I could in there. So now I'm just gonna screw the cap back on. Don't want to over tighten it. So there it is. So it's got some grease on it, so I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. Got my rag right here. Clean up all that excess grease. Make sure the cap's on tight enough. It is. Didn't over tighten it, only hand tightened it. So here's a shock. Oh, I should have compressed it. Ah, crap. I should have compressed it while it was open. That would have made some sense. There we go. That makes more sense. So compress it when it's open. So now let's redo it. Put the shock cap back on. You can hear it kind of farting. Kind of springs back, so that's cool. I don't think the other one did it. So I'm gonna take off another one and compare the two. One with the gold in it, one without the gold, real quick. So this one does not have any gold in it. And when I compress it, I mean, there's no resistance at all. I mean, barely anything there. And this is the one with the gold in it. It's kind of farting. I don't know if I put it in right, but there's definitely a little bit of resistance there. That should help out with the suspension. So I'm gonna do the other 3 off camera, so you guys don't have to sit with this. So I'm here working on the other shocks, and I now know what that farting noise is. So when you press it, that noise is air pockets. So there's air pockets in the shocks. I know that's not a good thing, but this grease or whatever is so thick that the air pockets can't really rise to the top because it's so thick. So would I recommend this grease now that I know? Probably not, but I'm just gonna go with it. So I'll just keep it in there. Nothing too big. It's such a small scale that it's really hard to notice. But I'm gonna keep it in. No worries. Move on to the next one. On the right side, we have the gold, and on the left side, it's empty. And so when you compress it, you can see how much more it moves on the left side. Look at all that movement compared to the right side. So the gold is definitely working. Holy moly, what a difference. Look at that, just hear that noise. Oh my. So the one thing I like about my brother having this other C10 is that I can compare it, because mine's going to be modded and his is pretty much stock, even though it has all this mud on it. But just for comparison, stock. All that movement. And then here's mine with the gold. Holy crap! It just sounds like it's dialed. Oh my gosh! Holy crap. Insane. So this mod was what, $9? $10? Look at all the mud from my brother's truck. This mod was $10 shipping and handling and everything for this 1-up gold to add into the stock shocks. I believe just from that now, oh my gosh, so much better. The one thing that kind of annoys me with this gold is I can hear the air bubbles. When I compress it with my hands, you can feel it, the air bubbles, but when you're out driving it, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Alrighty, so now let's go back outside and compare it to how we were driving it earlier without the gold in the shocks. So after watching that part in the rock garden, I want to say that this 1-up grease was definitely an improvement on the SCX24. I mean, the suspension is so much more improved than stock, and I would recommend this upgrade modification to anybody that has the SCX24. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth the $10. Definitely worth the performance. Yeah, I kind of forgot to do an outro, so this is my outro. So I can totally see a big difference